What's up?
Welcome to another episode of TDB, where we have been displaced. This is our new setup.
We have legs, actually, so we're standing using legs for the first time in the TDB.
Yeah, if we actually had a cameraman, he would pan down right now and see that
we actually have
legs.
an extremely skilled cameraman who's standing there holding the camera still.
Yeah.
It's a Lars von Trier thing, bro. Okay, don't worry about it.
Anyway, Denny actually has very short legs. He brings like a bunch of cookbooks and he just sits on them. That's how he looks like the bigger one.
Anyway, we're doing a tea episode. Eurocave. Let's first start by talking about. Let's open this bad boy up and give some visual.
So this is my Pu'erh storage.
Yeah.
Most of my like deep stock. So you are only seeing maybe half of it right now.
Yeah. Here, let me do this actually.
Work that camera and see. Oh, look! I got legs, bro.
Can't see those feet. That's illegal. That costs money.
It's true.
Need a picture of that.
Sick freak kid. You know? Yeah, so you can see right now it's measuring 65/70, so 65 RH 70 right in the middle there.
Yeah, so maybe this first section we'll just start by talking about the humidor itself, where you acquired it, where what your recommendations are for that kind of stuff, and then maybe we'll get in and look around a little bit.
So as you can imagine, this was not designed for Pu'erh tea. It's Eurocave, so it's designed for wine. I think it's a French brand of it. I ran into it once when I was actually in France.
Cool.
But basically, a couple that was giving this away because they had bought a house, and the previous owner had this and basically didn't move it, so it was stuck in their place. So like, okay, if you move it, you can get it. So my wife saw it, and so I got it for free.
Hell yeah.
And it's been sort of my deep. It's like nice to just have everything in one place stored rather than having like 3 or 4 disparate devices. Something that you actually recently have done too. Is like you kind of consolidated it into one big thing.
Correct.
Where you will have some room to grow.
Exactly. I got a fridge for free, fridge with a freezer on top for free from OfferUp. So you can do this at home. Check out your local like FreeCycle or like Buy Nothing or OfferUp is where I got mine.
Yeah.
In terms of like the specs, looks like it's about 2 inches of insulation. Insulation probably doesn't matter too much for your purposes because you're not heating it, right?
Yeah, although insulation's good just in the sense that you don't want it to, like that's one of the reasons we do have it.
Right.
The only modification I made is I got these shelves from I think the Container Store or somewhere like that. Gotcha. Previously it has had these kind of like wood shelves which you could slide into there, and the wood shelves were a bit smelly. So
smart.
So the important thing is you want to make sure you don't have smells, especially if you buy something secondhand.
Exactly.
You don't even care if it works necessarily.
It does not. Yeah, it does not need to work at all.
You just you want to make sure.
So what did you do when you first got it? Did you prep it in any way in terms of the interior?
I got this in 2018, 2019, so it's been a while. But I just let it air out for a few weeks. Yeah. Wiped it down a couple times.
Nice.
It didn't have a particular smell other than the wood thing, so determined that. Bought the shelves and then just started hauling my stuff into here. Yeah. And previously I'd been using kind of a mini fridge, which I still use, but for more kind of immediate access, but as well as like a few plastic bins. So I was able to phase those out and just move everything in.
One thing that people can do too, baking soda is good for absorbing odors. Yeah. So you can just throw a couple things of baking soda in here and that'll do a good job too, but definitely just physically manipulating it in there.
Yeah.
Nice. In terms of like depth and width and stuff, looks like it's a little bit wider than it is deep. Maybe 2 feet deep and like maybe 3 feet wide.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea?
I have no idea.
Yeah. It's 3 cakes of tea wide.
Yeah. Which is the only measurement that I care about.
Yeah, exactly. So you got this for free. You mentioned quickly, and you didn't kind of finish the thought about like why insulation is good, even if you're not heating the storage, and why would the insulation be helpful for that?
Well, I mean, you basically just don't want your storage in here to be the same as the environment out here. Right. That's why open air storage is usually a bad idea, because the air is usually too dry. Yep. In most cases, if you're using heat or air conditioning. And also, depending on how big the swings in temperature are day by day, having less, slower variation might end up taking. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Nice. So. Total cost for this kind of a thing was free, some shelving, a little bit of elbow grease. Yeah. Basically, that's it, right? Yeah. The Eurocave itself, I
as a brand, they tend to be expensive. I think the average person probably will be better luck finding an upright freezer or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, this is like, if I were starting from scratch and you gave me money, I would not look out for this.
Totally.
Necessarily, it's more of a opportunity.
And then one other thing that I noticed here that's important is this seal. I think people can see it on camera. Yeah. So there's a nice rubber gasket seal that is completely intact. That's really important. And why would that be so important, James?
I mean, part of the insulation, right? You just want to make sure that you're not leaking out humidity or temperature.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, so keeping the humidity itself, I think more particularly, probably be the most important part of that seal.
I mean, it's like if you ever want to try the experiment, you just have like a Pu'erh and you measure it. And if you have a Pu'erh slightly cracked open, you're just going to be measuring very different stuff if you give it time. Yeah.
It smells so good, everybody. Okay, cool. And then I noticed a couple of things also that you have in here that are like, tech, if you will. So you have a thermometer. Do you have a reason to put it here versus up here versus lower?
I think I have some spread out. I don't see where the other ones are. Yeah. I actually bought some recently that they slowly break down, so I have some more that I need to put in here, actually.
Cool.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, you should measure top, bottom, because especially when you're talking about something this big, it could vary. Mm-hmm. My experience generally is that the lower it is, the cooler it'll be, and higher it is, the warmer it'll be.
Yeah.
And you actually recently found that the humidity was a bit higher at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which... I know, in terms of like when and why and how and stuff, whatever. But it's a good idea probably to measure all the different components different compartments of the space.
Yeah.
The cool thing about yours that's really nice is that you have these metal racks that are permeable. So my fridge actually has glass, right? Glass shelvings that separate stuff. So that will actually prevent some of the osmosis or whatever. I've also noticed that some people use a fan on the interior to circulate air.
Sure.
You have no space for that. Was that ever a consideration for you?
I'm not a big believer in huge amounts of airflow.
Okay.
Just because, like, if you think about how tea is stored,
Mm-hmm.
It's like you store the tea in a cake. They're not unwrapping that cake. They're putting that cake in a bamboo tong.
Right.
And then that tong is like in a cardboard box.
Right.
And so it's like, the tea is not seeing a ton of airflow naturally.
Yeah. So. Not something that I personally concern myself about, and I think the negative would be, even if you used a small fan, would be that there are going to be pockets of pockets of higher and lower humidity, whereas you can kind of have a bit more of a homogeneous humidity is going to be better.
Yeah, in theory, I think it'd probably be wise to rotate stuff every now and then, but I'm just too lazy. So.
Have you ever had any issues in terms of, and we'll get in here and actually look at some cakes and stuff, but in terms of foul odors, smells, mold accumulation?
No.
Great. And do you attribute that to anything?
I mean, I think a part of it is just how much you push your parameters. I'm relatively modest in the way I keep it kind of centered around 65 RH.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, really, I only make an effort to pump it up if it ever drops like to 60-ish.
Gotcha.
Then I'll try to push it up a certain amount.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But yeah.
So we have, relatively speaking, I mean, Seattle's a little bit wet, but relatively speaking, it's pretty dry compared to like Hong Kong or something like that, right? Where you need to be much more mindful.
Yeah.
So you might, if you were in Hong Kong or some place that is very humid, Hawaii.
You'd approach it differently.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. You'd also be looking maybe in the back of the top back corners and things like that, just to make sure you're not losing your precious stash.
Yeah.
I noticed also a Boveda pack in here. When you mentioned to pumping up the humidity, how do you achieve that?
Just Boveda packs. Okay. Just buy them. So one thing that is advantageous is I have a really high density of Pu'erh. As you can tell, this thing is just packed.
Yeah.
And so as a result, I don't need to pump it up very often.
Totally. Yeah.
Maybe once a year, maybe once every other year.
So the ongoing humidity in the cakes, or keeping the other cakes roughly the same amount of humidity. It's kind of like a thermal mass, but like a humidity mass, if you will.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. And so for someone who's maybe just getting started and they have a huge Eurocave and like 2 cakes in there, right? Yeah. You're probably gonna see a very large difference in the humidity over time.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Everyone's gotta start somewhere, bro. In that case, and also too, when you're bringing teas into the Eurocave, are you putting a boveda pack in a mylar bag to start and then bringing it in? You're letting this environment be the thing that's humidifying.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
And this is, to be clear, my deep storage, so I don't access this very much.
Sure.
It's mostly like, oh, I ran through a cake of whatever this is, so I'm going to pull it out.
Yeah. So you don't have any cool graphs like your boy does, but you can make some anyway, go to tdb./DIY. Okay. Cool. Well, hey. So, James, tell me about your cool.
Here's my banjo.
Whoa!
In my
oh my God! It's like here's my Rolex collection.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do have the important security camera to make sure that no one breaks into the stash. Ever so important. So getting in here a little bit, looking down. So you have some tools at the bottom.
Correct.
And then it doesn't look like there's any rhyme or reason to why there's like one tongs that are wrapped in bamboo versus cloth bags versus whatever.
No, not necessarily. A lot of it's just happenstance and convenience.
Okay. Yeah, let's ask some questions. Let's do you keep like the fancy in a certain spot, or is it all just kind of like shoved in there?
I think in general my nicer stuff is towards the top.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's just
all right, let's see some of the nicer stuff then.
This one's not particularly nice, but let's see what we got. I'm not sure. This top shelf is kind of random.
Top shelf.
So this is some Chen Yuan Hao Tongqing Hao, I believe. In these, we have some Wistaria Qingtong here.
Ooh, yes.
And then what else do we got? I think we got some BYH up here too.
Here, no, don't mind me. I'll take that. Damn it.
Yeah, this is. Oh no, that's not together precious. But this is some BYH. This is the Montuan, I believe.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What year is that?
2004 maybe. I don't know. I gotta like cross-reference everything.
No worries.
Let's see what else we got.
And do you have maybe a worthwhile question too? It looks like another one. Do you have a spreadsheet that helps you track all this stuff?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Which I'm not brave enough to make it public, as you are, sir.
Yeah. Well, not for long. And then in terms of the tracking too, do you have photos of wrappers and things like that you keep so that you remember?
You know, I should. I have a pretty good memory. So
yeah.
I have not found that I've forgotten anything, but you know, I'm getting older and.
Discord also is a good reference for that kind of a thing too.
Sure,
People are pretty freaking knowledgeable. Nice. What about these guys on the right, the blue guys?
Oh, these are Chen Yuan Hao Zhuangs.
Cool.
It's
little 200 grams.
Cake. Yeah.
Awesome. And would you say that your average, maybe here's a question too, like how long have most of these been in here for?
I think the majority of my stash was built like before 2018. So I think I did the bulk of my buying in terms of quantity 2015 to 2018.
So you were probably buying cakes that were 15 to 18 years old on average. Based on, I'm just guessing, your material here looks like it's kind of like early 2000s.
Yeah, I'm more mid 2000s, I would say, is probably my average. Like between 2004 and 2007 is probably a lot of teas that I have. And I bought those when they were about 10 years old, sometimes 12 or 13.
Gotcha.
So at this point, it's like 2005 stuff's 20 years old.
Yeah, right on. So just in terms of people at home, if they're looking to like, buy this much tea, it's not like you're buying it all at the prices that it's at today.
No,
by any stretch.
Yeah, and I mean, and I also definitely didn't buy it all at once. It was accumulated over,
for sure.
I mean, like 12 years.
What's the most, if you don't mind answering, most of one tea that you have?
I have quite a few cakes of the Yangqing Hao Qijang.
Okay.
I don't know exactly how much. I'd have to reference to the spreadsheet, but it's over 2 tongs.
I see. Some repeats in here.
Yeah. I mean, part of the reason why YQH was accumulated so heavily for some of these is because there were group buys.
Right.
That basically made it so it made sense to buy a large quantity because you weren't going to be able to access that price again.
Yeah, totally. Makes sense. So then you have some 2Os down here. Any thinking about 2Os in general? Do you prefer having cakes themselves, beans, or do you...
Yeah, these things are very space inefficient. I kind of got them to round out stuff. Those are more recent acquisitions. The tools are all pretty cheap stuff. Like, I don't know if any of them are even above $10. So they're very daily workman-like tea. Yeah.
Nice. Right on. Awesome. And I see a lot of plastic bags and stuff like that. Is that a concern for you in terms of humidity? Do you care?
I keep it just to make stuff neater.
Yeah. And my take on plastic this thin is that it's going to be permeated.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, quickly enough. So no worries on that. Nice. Awesome. What about these guys? Those are like some dies.
This is more down here.
This guy.
Oh, I don't think these are dies. Let's see. Yeah, these are some Chen Chung Hao cakes.
Nice.
These are early Chen Chung Hao cakes.
Awesome, yeah.
I've been meaning to pull some of those out, and you can also sort of get an idea of the depth here. It's like 2 cakes deep, really.
It's kind of hard to see, but yeah.
But yeah, it goes back there.
Yeah, there was a couple that you were going to pull out for me. Fucking with you.
Yeah.
Those look like some purples
where's
in
my
there.
Cupid stuff? It just goes straight to the bottom. Yeah, it's like I got some $20 stuff.
Are these the
here you go, some
3
tools.
purple dies?
I don't have 2003 purple dies. So.
Oh, I thought you bought one of those.
I have one, but it's not in deep storage. What is this? Purple. Oh, this is a Taobao one. It's a purple peacock.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, Danqiao. So same brand as the Double Lion.
Nice, yeah. Although I guess the Double Lion is like a sub-production by... I couldn't pronounce it, so I'm not even going to try. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll have to do like a follow-up.
Yeah,
I feel like this is...
We'll have some questions.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like this will probably elicit questions. So maybe in the comments, everyone let us know. And we can definitely do a follow-up, both like getting in here. If you guys could smell a video, I mean, come on. It smells amazing in here. It smells a little different than my storage, I will say.
Yeah.
My storage is definitely younger, so mine does smell more perfumey and floral.
Okay.
Yeah. Whereas in here, there's some like dank in there.
Yeah, and I don't even keep my traditional storage stuff really in here.
Okay.
So it's mostly more naturally stored stuff.
Let's pause here and actually pop over to the small fridge and take a look at that real fast. So this is the smaller fridge, the Chef Mate Classic.
Yep, which I've had for even longer, about over a decade.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen this many times.
Yeah, for sure. And so this one you were mentioning was more of like the immediate...
And it remains that.
Yeah. So let's pop that up and see what's in there.
So
That's
yeah,
fine.
Immediate access, you know, it's like I accessed this earlier today. Stuff just falls out sometimes.
For sure.
It's like I got a bunch of stuff shoved in here. This is a messy one inherently because you just, once you get half-consumed cakes and stuff doesn't stack so well.
Right.
All that stuff. So it's like stuff that I'm just actively drinking through.
Tea dust in there. Is there a light somewhere?
There is. Right to your left. There you go. Yeah.
So you can see some of the tea dust and so forth. It's inevitable.
Yep.
Nice. And you do, it's kind of hidden right there, but you do actually have a thermometer.
Yep. Another one.
And
measuring
pretty
very
similar
similar,
parameters. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So principle is more or less the same. Just kind of condition everything to be ready to go.
Nice. And you do have a Bovida pack in the bottom there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I will humidify the same way.
We're getting a true deep dive here. So final section. So are these? Do you know what these are?
So these are mostly oolongs, mostly
Right on.
aged oolongs,
Gotcha.
stuff that I just am drinking kind of regularly, in those tins. And so those are samples that I'm working on. So within these tins, you can see I have tins within the tins.
Oh, cool.
So this is an aged oolong. So it just pulls out like that. Fairly simple.
Nice. And you have these as well.
Yeah, and those are kind of just like ripe. These are a little more porous, so easy access type stuff.
So this might be like a morning brew.
Yeah.
The blue pot.
Yeah. And then in here I have my ripe.
Open that bad boy up.
Yep, my ripe, which is not comparatively very out of control.
And this is the total ripe that you have?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I'm trying to drink that down and not buy too much more. And then over here, it's just kind of random samples. I have it organized in some ways. Like at the bottom, you have like some traditionally stored stuff. Yeah, depending on the drawer, it could be some oolong, that kind of stuff.
You mentioned traditional storage area. Is that where that is, or do you have like a special place that's super humid?
Well, I don't have that much, so I just have it. Well, I do have a separate thing. I have a separate Mylar that I just dump those all in.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Where does that live?
In the closet, where it should.
Ha! Hell yeah!
Down in the deep dang closet.
Can't see the light of day in there. Cool. Okay. What other things are we missing? This is pretty exhaustive.
I think we got most of it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. The Eurocave is like 90.
In terms of the volume,
of my
for
tea,
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, I might even get in front of the camera again. Comment below. Let us know what other questions you guys have about storage, making a Pu'erh door.
TDB Cribs out.
Peace.